Welcome to the EU. We're here to protect the rights of everyone, especially the rights of the minorities. But there are minorities and minorities, it appears. Welcome to the EU. Here's your coffee. Vēra Jouravā's already spat in it. And so, to the Minority Safe Pack. What's that all about then? Well, in essence, the Minority Safe Pack initiative is a proposed means to protect the 50 million odd people in Europe who belong to a minority community in the country they live in. That might be a national minority, or it might refer to those people speaking a minority language. So, there are about 450 million people in the EU, and about 50 million of them, so about 11%, belong to minority communities. 11% isn't a small number, is it? No. Neither is 50 million. So, minorities in Europe, well, this should be a no-brainer, shouldn't it? I mean, this is the EU, for Christ's sake. The EU, the very embodiment of the rights of minorities. Are you gay? Well, the EU's here to shield you. Feeling a bit on the lesbian side? Never fear, here comes the European Commission to ensure, nay, enforce your rights. Can't decide if you want to be a boy, girl, or table lamp? Fear not. The essence of the EU is to force others to live like table lamps, if that might make you feel a little bit more comfortable. Irritated by the obvious signs of Christian faith in this continent you've decided to make your own? Don't fret. The EU will rip all those crucifixes down and build a few more minarets to make sure that your existence as an illegal migrant continues to resemble a sweet, soft, marshmallow world. That's what we've been led to believe, isn't it? The EU is forever banging on about helping minorities. Aha! But there are minorities and minorities, it would appear. The Treaty of Lisbon entered into force at the end of 2009. This was the document which first introduced the idea of minorities into EU law. Respect for human rights, including the rights of persons belonging to minorities, is a value on which the EU is founded. Further, EU member states are now obliged to actively combat discrimination in all circumstances. There are about 15 million Hungarians in the Carpathian Basin. There are roughly 10 million Hungarians located in Hungary. The others are scattered in neighbouring countries as a direct result of Trianon. Trianon, the worst peace deal imaginable, followed the victory of the Allied powers over the Central Powers. Hungary, part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, was on the losing side. The Trianon Treaty was a complete fuck-up. With the avowed intention of stopping all future wars in Europe, the British, French and Americans created a time bomb. Nothing less. World War II developed as a result of Trianon. The war in the Balkans, that again was down to the insufferable meddling of the British, the French and the Americans. The foulest of their foul deeds was to rip 2/3 of Hungary away from Hungary, giving bits to neighbouring countries as reward for being on the right side. New countries were created using Hungarian land. Hungary lost 2/3 of its territory, 1/3 of its population, seaport access, and the vast majority of its natural resources. To give you an idea of how unfair the deal was, Austria was given part of Hungary too. For fuck's sake, the Austro-Hungarian Empire loses the war, but the Austrians are rewarded with a piece of their other half's territory? You couldn't make it up. The Hungarians, over whom the border passed, suddenly found themselves citizens of other countries. Reprisals against them began and have yet to stop. To this day, Hungarian minorities in Central and Eastern Europe are subject to discrimination because of their ethnicity. Launched in 2013, the Minority Safe Pack Citizens Initiative, which sought to create EU protection for national minorities like, for example, the Hungarians, who, by no fault of their own, were born and live in a country that was once theirs but is no longer. As I said, these people didn't cross the borders crossed them. All thanks to the meddling Westerners. This is not only about Hungarians. This is about the 50 million EU citizens who have gathered 1.1 million signatures to win the EU's support. That silly bitch, Vēra Jouravá, a woman who is forever telling people to respect others, a woman who loves to gush over the fact that sexual minorities have to be protected, decided recently that the EU has no powers to protect national minorities. Someone should really point out the fact that her Weasley behaviour has no place in the EU. So, welcome to the EU, kids. Not fit for purpose. We'll protect you, but only if you're a certain type of minority. The EU with that daft Czech twat pontificating from on high, all the while dribbling saliva into all of our coffee, is, as even the blind can see, not fit for purpose. Shame on you, EU, and take that fucking coffee away.